What's up everybody and welcome back to more Portal 2. We have had tons of stuff happen in the last video, so quick recap before we move on. We confronted GLaDOS, we installed Wheatley to defeat GLaDOS, and Wheatley seemed to have gotten corrupted and turned on us, betraying us and sending us down the entire mine shaft that Aperture's facility is built inside to the very bottom, where we discovered the remains of the very first Aperture facility constructed by its founder, Cave Johnson. And now we're about to go through all these tests that Cave Johnson has built in an effort to get back upstairs, which is going to be a very long climb. So yeah, we've got our work cut out for us. And one of the things that I pointed out before we really knew what it was that the logo for Aperture changed down here, which is pretty cool. I like the fact that they did that. That's pretty awesome. But let's get to work, see what Cave has got in store for us here. Whoa!
Alright, let's get started. This first test involves something the lab boys call repulsion gel. You're not part of the control group, by the way. You get the gel. Last poor son of a gun got blue paint. All joking aside, that did happen. Broke every bone in his legs. Tragic, but informative. Or so I'm told.
Shouldn't you be not telling us that we're part of the control group? Or not part of the control group? I don't know. Anyway, we've got a map here that shows different testing tracks. I guess these are what these are. And we've seen before that we're in track number 9. So it appears that we're climbing through these spheres, which is good because we want to go up. So let's go ahead and check this gel stuff out. We turned it on back before we ended the last video. What do we got here? Remember, this test is unsolvable without an Aperture Science portable quantum tunneling device. If you have not received one, please find a test associate before participating in any Shaft 9 enrichment activities. Did you know repulsion gel was Aperture's first attempt to create a dietetic pudding substitute? It's true! The gel is a sweeter, slightly less non-toxic, okay, that makes me feel a lot better, form of fiberglass insulation that causes subsequently ingested food items to bounce off the lining of a dieter's distended stomach and out his or her mouth. For various reasons, this product was pulled from shelves. Yeah, for various reasons. I can think of just one reason. For more information, consult the following fact placards. I won't even read those. But what is this? Repulsion gel lawsuits concerning, oh boy. Repulsion gel public outrage over. This one is called Aperture Science fact placard repulsion gel. Okay. Alright, well enough reading. Let's go test this stuff out. Alright, cool. So this stuff makes us bounce. I guess it makes sense considering what it did to people's stomachs and whatnot. Let's see though. Looks like there's something connected to something else up there. Let's check it out. A button. Okay, so this button opens the exit door. I like this old-timey button. This is so cool. Let's see what happens here. So it seems like the farther we jump down, the higher distance we have, or the higher the jump is, then the more distance we gain when we bounce off. I guess that makes sense. What does this do? Oh, an old-timey cube! Look at that, it's so adorable. Aw, look at the little cube. Okay, I know it's not really that adorable, but seriously, it is. I like it. Let's just put the cube on the button, and that should solve things. I like the fact that
the lab boys just informed me that I should not have mentioned the control group.
Yeah.
They're telling me I ought to stop making these pre-recorded messages. That gave me an idea. Make more pre-recorded messages. I pay the bills here, I can talk about the control group all damn day.
Yeah, if you say so. What I was saying earlier was that I love the fact that, you know, even though the game is supposed to escalate in difficulty, it kind of dials back a little bit to introduce us new elements. You know, it kind of gives us a new tutorial. Well, the next test chamber is this way, but the path is broken, so we're going to have to figure out another way over. This is one of the things that I'm not really that big a fan of in this game. It's one of the few complaints I have about it, is that you have to do all these kind of ridiculous workarounds to get to places that you really can't get to right away, or using the conventional way. So it looks like we can get up here, but does this help? Let's see what's over on this side. I think this way isn't the correct way, but there's just something cool to see over here. Yeah, here we go. There's an office. I love the little typewriters. That's cool. So this has been down here all this time. That's crazy. Okay, we can jump off onto the steps.
For this next test, we put nanoparticles in the gel. In layman's terms, that's a billion little gizmos that are going to travel into your bloodstream and pump experimental genes and RNA molecules and so forth into your tumors. Now, maybe you don't have any tumors. Well, don't worry. If you sat on a folding chair in the lobby and weren't wearing lead underpants, we took care of that too.
I don't like you guys messing around with me like this. I'm just very glad I didn't sit in a folding chair. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. We've got a platform sliding around and a cube we can get to from it. I'm going to go ahead and just portal there. Well, maybe I should portal over here. And let's wait for it to come around and drop. Wasn't there something like this? You gotta be kidding, right? I just missed that. Oh, because the... Oh. Seriously, that's silly. Okay. Let's get the cube. There's a button over there, so all we need to do is just portal up to the button. I picked the wrong color, but who cares? I'll just blue portal that. Now, that didn't open a door, but it opened up another portal surface right there. So let's go and check that out. It looks like that's suspended right above the gel. So we should be able to gain some distance enough to go to the other side. There we go. And we get gel wall jumping here. I gotta admit, I was looking forward to this because there was a trailer that was released before the game came out that had a test chamber that pretty much was all about this. It wasn't like with this style though. It had the current Aperture style of test chamber that looked all nice and neat and not retro like this. The bad news was that they didn't include it in the final game. It had some cool other stuff that they never included. So I was really sad to see that none of that really made it. I guess that was just kind of a concept test or something. Okay, so it looks like we're going to need to bounce the gel from a... Wait, what? Did I blue portal up there? I must have. Come on. There you go. I gotta admit, I'm not really comfortable with the gels. They're not exactly my thing. I love them. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Oh, in case you got covered in that repulsion gel, here's some advice the lab boys gave me. Do not get covered in the repulsion gel. We haven't entirely nailed down what element it is yet, but I'll tell you this, it's a lively one, and it does not like the human skeleton.
So we've seen. But yeah, don't get me wrong. I love the gels. I mean, it's just that I guess thinking with gels is like a whole new dimension, compared to thinking with portals. I mean, thinking with portals, that was quite a leap, but thinking with gels, like, that's another leap. So I'm glad they're kind of taking it easy here.
All these science spheres are made of asbestos, by the way. Keeps out the rats. Let us know if you feel a shortness of breath, a persistent dry cough, or your heart stopping, because that's not part of the test. That's asbestos. Good news is the lab boys say the symptoms of asbestos poisoning show a median latency of 44.6 years. So if you're 30 or older, you're laughing. Worst case scenario, you miss out on a few rounds of canasta. Plus, you forwarded the cause of science by 3 centuries. I punch those numbers into my calculator, it makes a happy face.
Yeah, I hate to think about all the lawsuits that you guys have probably had to deal with. As somebody who works for an injury law firm, I can safely say that asbestos is not cool. Let's see, this is yet another one of those find the portal surface things that can get really irritating. And what's especially kind of annoying about it is that there's all these, portal surfaces that are just kind of red herrings. Like, I mean, that doesn't do anything. I mean, there's no portal down there to put. So there's no point in even portaling there. But I think this is right. Yeah, here we go. We can get to the next test chamber like this.
I like your style. You make up your own rules, just like me. Bean Counter said I couldn't fire a man just for being in a wheelchair. Did it anyway. Ramps are expensive.
Well, I didn't exactly have a choice but to break the rules. What does this do? It leads to a... Oh, a gel dispenser. Okay, so it's continually dispensing globs of gel. Okay. So, since we have a portal surface here, you know what this means, right? We can paint this whole place up. So, since we're dealing with these gels right now, there's something I should probably mention. Just, I think last week, or the week before last week, there was a mod of Portal 2 that got released called Aperture Tag. Now what Tag is referring to is not the game of Tag, like we know it, but a game that was released called Tag the Power of Paint, which was what this whole gel concept was based on, actually. And in that game, you had a gun that shot the gels. I mean, you didn't like have all these dispensers and stuff and a portal gun. You had a gun that shot gels. Well, that's basically what this mod does, is that you get to... the portal gun is no longer a portal gun, it's a gel gun. I've started playing it, it's alright, the voice acting is kinda and, you know, the gameplay is... it's not quite as interesting as this, because the portals are basically non-existent. I mean, they're used as kind of a mechanic just to, you know... Wait, did I... what happened there? Okay, that was weird. I mean, they're used as a mechanic, but it's not the same, you know? It's just... and the gameplay requires such, you know... I don't know... rigid timing with stuff. It's just not cool when the timing has to be that precise. But I'm still playing it. I haven't finished quite yet. It's been interesting so far, but I do intend to finish it though. But right now, it seems that we need to get up there, but we need to get enough momentum to get up there, so I'm going to try to jump through this again, see if this works. It doesn't. Okay, so it looks like we're going to need to gain some momentum using another way. Let's see here. Why don't we place a portal there and another one there? Wait, how do you do this part? Wait, is that how you do it? You just... let's try that again. I forgot how to do this part. Whoops. Nope. Okay, let me place an orange one while I'm in midair here. I didn't mean like that. Okay, one more time. No, not quite. What are you supposed to do here? Like, there's no other place for you to go. I honestly forgot how to do this part. Oh, wait a minute. Duh. Of course, I forgot to paint this. There we go. Okay. Then we do this. Okay, why in the world was that so hard? I don't even know. I'm just gonna make sure I got gel here. There we go. Finally. Okay, good. So now let's get some gel here. Okay, we've made it to the top, but we had to go through an emancipation grill in the process. I guess they had those back in the day. So what can we do now? Well, the exit is over there. We need to actually bounce off something to get over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put some gel over there using this. Thankfully, the emancipation grill actually doesn't vaporize the gel, which is something that kind of surprised me. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's a liquid, so I mean, it makes sense, but I was kind of a little bit stuck on that for a while. Whee! That is fun.
Just a heads up, that coffee we gave you earlier had fluorescent calcium in it, so we can track the neuronal activity in your brain. There's a slight chance the calcium could harden and vitrify your frontal lobe. Anyway, don't stress yourself thinking about it. I'm serious. Visualizing the scenario while under stress actually triggers the reaction.
Then maybe you shouldn't tell us about it, Mr. Johnson. Just saying, you know. Anyway, though, we are moving right along with these. I hope there's not going to be any more delays. I can't believe I forgot all about that. But I think I remember the rest fairly well. Alright, we got a new sphere here. One thing I've been wondering about this, I mean, there's death water here, but...
Control Group Kepler-7, we implanted a tiny microchip about the size of a postcard into your skull. Most likely you've forgotten it's even there. But if it starts vibrating and beeping during this next test, let us know. Because that means it's about to hit 500 degrees, so we're going to need to go ahead and get that out of you pretty fast.
It just keeps getting worse, doesn't it? Well, anyway, what I was saying earlier was, the death water out here, I have to wonder if that's always been there, because I doubt it. I mean, I don't think Cave Johnson, I mean, aside from all the dangerous stuff that he's talking about here, I mean, maybe he did put it there, but I'd like to think that it hasn't always been like this, you know? Like, this is just part of the ruin that the facility has gone through after all these countless years. You know, and that used to, when they brought in the astronauts and war heroes and Olympians that he mentioned in the last video, that, you know, this place was relatively harmless, except for, you know, all the crazy stuff they did. Maybe that was part of the crazy stuff, I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to think too wishfully here. Anyway, let's see what happens when we shoot some gel into that spot that apparently doesn't absorb gel. Well, it's looking like we got water here, and I just got covered in gel. Oops, sorry, Mr. Johnson. So the water washes it off. So we can't spray gel there. Let's try to get up to that button. Let's try to get up to the button. Well, activated a time thing that seems to stop the water. There you go. Now the water comes back.
I'm telling them, keep your pants on. All right, this next test may involve trace amounts of time travel. So, word of advice, if you meet yourself on the testing track, don't make eye contact. Lab boys tell me that'll wipe out time. Entirely. Forward and backward. So, do both of yourselves a favor and just let that handsome devil go about his business.
I'm assuming they're talking about when you see yourself in a portal when you go through and stuff. Makes the most sense, at least. It's looking like we're going to have to bounce off this to get over there using this angled surface. So let's try that. Perfect, alright. Well, let us move on. We've reached the top over here. Looks like this is not the way to move on. There it is. Stairs. I will say one thing about this part of the game. The aesthetic is pretty cool, I gotta admit. It is pretty awesome. Accidents hurt you. You will be hurt. Co-workers. Don't endanger others. The company. Replacements are costly. Science. Investigations impede progress. Safety first. Yeah, you might want to apply that to more than just accidents. Yeah, I don't know. It just, by the way things look, I don't think the death water was part of the spheres originally. I find that a little hard to believe. Anyway, it's looking like we need to get up there. But how are we going to do that, though? Let's see. Try to get a closer look. Well, we landed on this big post thing here, but we ultimately want to get up to that set of stairs and catwalks. But how, though? I mean, there's nothing we can portal through over here that allows us to get enough momentum to get up there. Let's look around a little bit more. Thankfully, we've got a way back. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the hardest things I had to do in this game because I could not figure it out, but actually it was really simple. Use the gel. Yeah, I totally missed that. For some reason, it just totally slipped my mind. And we were using the exact same mechanism that we used in the previous test chamber, just right here again. So I don't know why in the world I just never noticed this, but yeah, that's pretty much how you do that. It took like a whole hour before I saw it. That's how bad it was. Okay,
if you're hearing this, it means you're taking a long time on the catwalks between tests. The lab boys say that might be a fear reaction. I'm no psychiatrist, but coming from a bunch of eggheads who wouldn't recognize the thrill of danger if it walked up and snapped their little pink bras, that sounds like projection. They didn't fly into space, storm a beach, or bring back the gold. No, sir, we did. It's you and me against the world, son. I like your grit. Hustle could use some work, though. Now let's solve this thing.
Okay. Alright, so the cube that we need is in this glass cage. But the bottom of the cage isn't made out of glass. Gives me an idea. Alright, the cube is now bouncy, and it is bouncing everywhere. Here, let's, oh, whoa. No. Let's wash you off. I got one glob of water, washed all that gel off. Okay, so we need to get on a platform. It looks like the platform's in the up position right now. But if we hold down the button, the platform goes back down. Let's get some gel over here. Now that prevent it from just continually cycling there. Allows us to do that. But how are we going to get the cube off now? I mean, there's no portal surface under it that we can just portal through. Well, it was bouncing around with the gel earlier, so let's try that. There we go.
Science isn't about why, it's about why not. Why is so much of our science dangerous? Why not marry safe science if you love it so much? In fact, why not invent a special safety door that won't hit you on the butt on the way out, because you are fired. Now you test subject, you're doing fine. Yes, you, box your stuff, out the front door, parking lot, car, goodbye.
Yeah, I never really quite got the impression you were all that concerned about safety, but it's kind of the norm around here. I'm pretty much used to it. Also, that kind of looks like some kind of throwing star or something when you look at the outside of it. I don't know, it looks funny. Yeah, see, look at all those blades. That looks cool. Alright, what have you got next for us?
Congratulations! The simple fact that you're standing here listening to me means you've made a glorious contribution to science. As founder and CEO of Aperture Science, I thank you for your participation and hope we can count on you for another round of tests. We're not going to release this stuff into the wild until it's good and damn ready, so as long as you keep yourself in top physical form, there will always be a limo waiting for you. Say goodbye, Carolyn.
Goodbye, Carolyn.
She is a gem.
She sounds like it. Anyway, we seem to have finished all the tests here. And over there, we've got another building that says Beta on it. Didn't the pump station back down below say Alpha? Interesting. It also says 1971, which suggests that this construction was added later compared to what we saw down below at the bottom. Well, let's see if we can continue going up. It didn't seem like we went through as many spheres as the test track sign indicated. Thank you for your participation. There's another picture of cave. Elevator to surface. Well, it seems like the elevator to surface is out of commission, so we're just going to have to find another way up. Luckily for us, there is one solitary portal surface here that allows us to get over to the other side. You know how much trouble we'd be in if that wasn't there? Alright, let's go inside here and see what we've got to deal with. Okay, so it looks like this is yet another pump station. We got the repulsion gel, which is blue, and then we've got another gel, which is orange. Well, we haven't seen any orange gel yet, so we're going to have to see what that's all about. And it's looking like we need to get over there, maybe? And I can see a spot from which we can fling. But in order to get over there, I'm going to need to jump from the distance over here. Starting from that spot. Problem is that there's glass here that's in the way. And I cannot portal through that. So we're going to have to make a portal while we're in midair to make this work. Looks like it's going to have to be orange, so let's make sure we get the right color here. There we go. Uh-oh. Oh, we probably have to do this first, don't we? Yeah, the game doesn't let you go forward unless you've actually turned the gel on, which I guess makes sense. It's a safeguard to make sure that you don't break anything. But now, we have got a whole new set of stuff to check out, and we will do that next time. I'd like to thank you guys once again for watching the video. It has been fun to play the game. It's been fun to go through Cape Johnson's test chambers again. Sorry for the little hiccup there in the middle, but I guess that's kind of what makes it fun, right? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, be sure to hit that like button, and I will see you on the flip side. Take care, guys, and I will see you then.